hip hop, hip hop, hip hop, hip bars is back, hip hop, Santa hop, oh God.
I'm looking at How to Be a Player, man. That was one of my shits in '97 when that came out. You think a How to Be a Player can be and last in 2020 as sensitive as we are right now?
That's a good one. That's a good one because we are, it's funny how sensitive we done gotten and how raw shit really is out here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You figure the shit that's in a lot of these youngsters' face, I'm 47. When I was coming up, certain shit was kept from us, and certain shit we didn't do in front of adults, whether they was our parents or not. If you was underage and wasn't supposed to be smoking cigarettes, you wasn't standing at the bus stop, walking in, standing in front of the corner store, smoking cigarettes, taking a chance on one of your mother's girlfriends.
You tried to hide.
You know what I'm saying? So, but nowadays it's a different ball game. You know what I'm saying? It's a totally different ball game. So, a movie like How to Be a Player, will get some black. I feel like if it was released today, would kind of get some backlash because everything has its time. And that was the time for that then. Right now, where we at as a people, it ain't no. It's shit. It would probably get backlash from people like myself. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like that ain't the shit we need to be seeing right now. The shit we need to be seeing need to be shining light on the shit that we going through right now. And enough is enough. You see what I'm saying? We can always get back to the entertainment, King's entertainment. We can entertain ourselves whenever we want to. But let's get back to the shit that's going on that we going through as a people right now that's been ignored for so many goddamn years. And still trying to be ignored today with people having video footage and camera footage of this shit, of these activities and behaviors that's still just going like, well, they didn't mean it. Or it's not, it's all bullshit. So, yeah, I would have some backlash with a movie like How to Be a Player right now. But, yeah, sensitive as we are right now, it's fucked up how sensitive we is to some shit like that. But we ain't sensitive to, when an unarmed man getting killed in the goddamn street from an untrained officer.
Yeah.
Just as well on the flip side. Just as well on the flip side. And a lot of y'all that's watching this shit, y'all gonna have a problem with me, and I don't give a fuck. On some real shit, we need to be the same goddamn way sensitive as when one of these white motherfucking cops kill us, is when one of these black motherfuckers kill another black motherfucker. We need to be just as sensitive then. Because when you check the statistics, it's probably more of us killing us than it's them killing us. So when we're going to stand up and march and get out there, let's get out there for all the shit. Not just when it's that. Oh, yeah, it's that. You know what I'm saying? And we definitely, need to stand as a people when it comes to that. But let's stand up as a people and say all of our Black Lives Matter, no matter who putting them in jeopardy.
Facts.
How do you feel about the whole defund the police movement? Obama came out a couple of days ago and pretty much said you lose people with snappy slogans like defund the police. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, the defund the police. Me personally, I don't feel like that's the answer because you'll get more bad repercussions from defunding the police than you will get from retraining the police. You see what I'm saying? If we take and say, okay, well, let's change and let's investigate this whole training process that these police go to. Let's make sure now they're trained for 2020 streets. And they're not being still trained for 1979 streets, 1964 streets. You see what I'm saying? You got people that's calling the police for help because you got somebody out here with mental challenge and end up dying because the police ain't trained. So it ain't about defunding the police.
Yeah, because you have a lot of those situations where it's like, honestly, you have shit that could easily be a conversation, turns into a motherfucker dying.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Police walk up, you chill. Hey, Jermaine, hey, get the fuck on. Hey, look, you like, all right, I'm about to pack up my shit and get the fuck on. You know what I mean? But instead, it turns into a dick swinging contest, and then somebody trying to flex and not turn into, somebody wind up dead. Now I get, there are situations where people are hostile and it goes to an extreme. But when you look at the shit that's happening right now, man, how many of these could have easily been a conversation or sit your ass down tonight in jail?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Come on, man.
It
absolutely.
go both ways. It go both ways too, because it's been times I done seen cats kind of mouthing off a little too much. You playing the aggressor in a situation that you want to win in. So the
But that's
same
it.
way
Sit your ass down.
right, same way I'm yelling, retrain the police. At the end of the day, the community needs to also be trained on how to deal with the police, how not to deal with the police. How to have a decent conversation to get some progress with the police. You see what I'm saying? You can't come at the police combative and then turn around and then think they just gonna be like, okay, well, no. You know what I'm saying? They trying to go home too. So it goes both ways. But it needs to start with the people that's being paid, the officers that's being paid taxpayer dollars to be out here de-escalating situations. We're paying them to come and be a de-escalation, not an escalation. You see what I'm saying? They come to de-escalate the situation, but they're not trained properly in order to do that. So defunding the because then now your grandmother getting the house broken into, but they ain't got a cop on duty in time enough to go over there and do that because they over here chasing this one and that one because they got major shootouts and burglaries and shit going on over here and looting and shit because they know it ain't that many police on the force. So no, not with the defund the police, and I think that whole defund the police narrative kind of like got a little out of proportion from where it was at. And when your back is against the wall, sometimes when you cry out, you might cry out, some of the first thing that come to your mind, fuck it. We need to defund these motherfuckers. They getting paid to kill us. Then when they kill us, they getting sent to home on a fucking paid vacation. Yeah, I would want that fucking defunded too, until you sit down and you think about the repercussions, and that's speaking out of anger. But when we sit down and we think with some sense, like, okay, no, we don't need to defund them. We need training. And if the training is going to cost more money, then let that show the difference in effect in the pay wages. Not to the point to where they don't have the resources that they need to protect and serve. Another thing when it comes to police, I know a lot of cops. I know a lot of good cops. But at the end of the day, all y'all good cops ain't good cops if y'all know the bad ones and ain't doing nothing about it.
Exactly.
Just the same thing with the fucking Republican Party. How the fuck is y'all sitting back and ain't nobody saying shit about this shit Donald Trump is doing that ain't never been done before? Just he say the election was rigged, it's rigged. Oh, there's no way Joe Biden got 80 million fucking votes. Man, come on. If I voted for you, I'm really right now, I'm embarrassed for my vote. Like, nigga, you gonna lose like that? Damn.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You're president? I expect out of my fucking 10-year-old.
That's a good point. You brought up the election in the last 4 years we've been through, because if you look at it on TV, look at it on social media, it looks like it's a lot of bad going on, but it's a lot of good going on within the Black community. Now, I kind of want to talk about that because we've been dealing with this shit since our great-great-grandparents, our great-great-great-grandparents, and our generation. But now this generation coming after us is very, very different. And with the conversations of entrepreneurship, with Black-owned businesses at an all-time high, with you brothers, Legend, you being a director and dropping your own independent film with major stars in it, this kind of revolution, so to speak, going on in the midst of everything crazy we see in front of us. I feel like we're in a good space for Black people. How do y'all feel about that?
Well, I mean, I think it's, since the beginning of time, we've had to learn how to navigate this despite the odds being against us. And one thing about it, like when you grow up in that, you learn how to figure shit out. You learn how to figure out an angle. You learn how to maneuver. And it's a great opportunity for people who are taking advantage of it. You know what I'm saying? More than anything else, the thing that I do hate to see is people just taking these opportunities and squander it.
Yeah.
You know, in the midst of a pandemic, you saw people all over the country eating off this unemployment, eating off this government money. Like, okay, cool. So you got, you know, let's just say you got $10,000 that you didn't expect to have. Did you take it and go buy some shoes and try to stun, or did you invest it in something that's gonna help you and your family? You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, the opportunities are definitely here, and it's a beautiful thing to see it. You know, we're rising in every area, and you know, at the end of it all, we just constantly trying to keep pushing. You know, we know the odds are stacked against us, but we keep striving, we keep throwing, and the more that we're doing, because like, and I'll just speak as a filmmaker. Right now, more than ever, people are looking for Black content. You know, I remember looking up and seeing Netflix showing African American films everywhere. You're like, oh shit,
Yeah.
everybody's jumping on board.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So is the time is right now. The time is right now to take advantage of these opportunities, because a lot of people who were blind to a lot of the things that were happening, finally, a lot of people are actually seeing it. It's not just us. It's not just us being messed up and things like that. These things are really happening. So, and I think that was one of the good things about the film. We actually had the opportunity to have dialogue in the film about those things, where you see, you know, a white person from a certain background and Black people from a certain, and have those honest conversations, those uncomfortable conversations, those conversations where you look at a motherfucker like, how did you not know this was happening?
Yeah.
You know
Right.
what I mean? So
Right.
I think it's a beautiful time for us.